You ever feel like you've got something inside you, like you're meant for more, but nobody sees it yet? You're out here being faithful, doing your thing, and still getting overlooked? Yeah, that was David. And today I want to talk to you about when God picked David, but Saul still had the throne. It's from 1 Samuel 16. I'm only using 2 verses, but man, they carry so much. So here's the scene. King Saul messed up, big time. He disobeyed God. God was like, I'm done with him. I need a new king. He sends the prophet Samuel to a man named Jesse in Bethlehem. God says one of Jesse's sons is who I'm choosing next. Now picture this. Jesse lines up his sons, the tall ones, the strong ones, the sharp-looking men. And Samuel's like, yeah, this one right here looks like a king. But God says, nah. I don't look at the outside. I look at the heart. They go through 7 sons and God says no to all of them. Samuel's like, is this all of them? And Jesse goes, well, there's David. He's out with the sheep. Didn't even think to bring him in. That's how much they overlooked him. So they called David in, young, probably dirty from the field, smelling like animals. He didn't walk in like a king. But the moment he shows up, God says, that's him. And right there, in front of all the older brothers, the ones who were stronger, older, maybe smarter, Samuel pulls out the oil and anoints David. Here's the verse, 1 Samuel 16 verse 13. Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brothers, and the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day forward. Listen, he didn't get a crown. He didn't move into the palace. He just got oil poured on his head, and the Spirit of God came on him. That was the moment everything changed. Even if nothing looked different yet, David went back to the sheep. And that's what I need you to catch. Just because God chose you doesn't mean you're skipping the process. David was anointed, but he wasn't appointed yet. He had the calling, but not the position. He had the oil, but no crown. And a lot of us quit in this part of the journey, the in-between, where we know God called us, but we're still doing the small, unnoticed stuff. But David didn't complain. He didn't try to take Saul's throne. He just kept being faithful. Now flip to Saul. While David is gaining the Spirit, Saul is losing it. Here's verse 14, 1 Samuel 16 verse 14. But the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and a distressing spirit from the Lord troubled him. That's scary, man. Saul still had the throne, the crown, the followers, but God wasn't with him anymore, and he could feel it. He became restless, angry, paranoid, and his people said, let's find someone who can play music to calm him down. Guess who they picked? David, the same one God just anointed. So David walks into the palace, not as king, but as a servant. He's not there to take the throne. He's just there to play the harp and help Saul calm down. That's deep. God anointed him for the throne, but he brought him into the palace as a worshiper, not a warrior, because God knew before you wear the crown, you need to serve with character. And while David is playing music, the presence of God is shifting the atmosphere. Even Saul, with the one losing the Spirit, is being blessed by David's gift. Here's what I'm saying. Don't rush the throne. Don't force what God has already promised. You may be in a season where you're still in the field, or you're playing background music in someone else's story. But if you've got the oil, if God has chosen you, nothing and no one can stop what's coming. So keep being faithful, keep serving, keep worshiping, because God knows exactly when it's time to take you from the pasture to the palace.